Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we've been making incremental progress over here for a while. Pretty soon, that's going to change. We are spinning up our modern tank production now, and we need a lot of modern tanks, but we are working on it. We're going to toss 150 factories at this eventually, and we're currently making 10 per day, and we're at half capacity, not even half capacity. So that's going to be a lot. Here's a medium tank brigade. We're definitely going to sort that into this force here. Now, I do want to promote up a leader for this. Let's show our field commanders. Let's promote up this guy. And then let's promote him again. So he's now a field marshal. And we're going to put him in for this army group. Fantastic. Now, what are we going to specialize him in? We are going to specialize him in offensive doctrine, I think. There we go. That'll be fine. Now, his army is not quite good to go yet. But it's close. It's very close. We only need 9 more tank divisions to go in here. So that's absolutely great. And we are going to bring those in over here and reinforce soon. We're not quite to that point yet. Wait, we still have more tanks? We have 1 more medium tank brigade. Okay, sure. We need 8 more tank brigades. Cool. So, we're going to bring these guys in over here eventually. And we're going to divide this into like an army group north and an army group south, is what I'm thinking. Something along those lines. That will be more than these guys can deal with, almost certainly. Logistically, I'm not too concerned. We can build logistics without major issues. I think building a supply hub out over here isn't a bad idea. Connecting that in like so. And then also a supply hub up over here, connecting that in like so. Now, I didn't put those at the top. I should have. There we go. So those are now at the top, and that's not going to delay our construction any meaningful amount. So that'll be absolutely fine. We'll get that underway, and things are going to start turning around for us over here, but it's not going to be for a little bit yet before we really turn on, if you will. So that'll be done soon enough. Get out of here. There we go. We want to research the 1940 submarine hull. That'll be fine. We can modify our officer corps as well. A chief of army would be like this army offense specialist. Sounds good to me. A spirit of the army should probably be... I'm just thinking here. Planning speed, daily command power gain. What other options do we have here? I don't care too much about army experience at this point. Cavalry attack. Hard pass on that. Entrenchment speed, maybe, but I want something that's like really powerful attack. I mean, just a flat 500 weekly manpower is funny. Not like we really need it, but it wouldn't be bad. There really isn't anything here that's good for attacking, other than cavalry. We could take professional officer corps, but I think ideological loyalty is actually the best thing here. Let's see, aggressive reconnaissance wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Division speed plus 5% is pretty good. Orgloss when moving would be nice too. HP and a relentless assault tactics choice. I'm not looking for static warfare. That's for sure. So I'm leaning towards operational reserves. There we go. Cool. Now we should also be able to work on our land doctrine. We're basically just filling out, that's the word I'm looking for, mass assault doctrine. Fantastic. So that'll give us some bonuses. And now do we go for deep battle or for mass mobilization? That's our question. Let's see, moving our way down this way, infantry recovery rate, armored car organization, infantry combat width reduction. Alternatively, large front operations gives us minus 10% supply consumption with the relentless assault tactic. That's pretty good. Organization up. I'm thinking we go down the deep battle line. Okay, beautiful. So we'll take deep operations. Okay, looks good to me. So there we go. We'll accept this Lend-Lease for the time being, and we're continuing to ramp up our tank production. This is still going to go up by a substantial margin. I'm expecting this to hit at least 30 per day. So that'll be good. We have a huge tank deficit. There's no doubt about that. We no longer get the effects from collectivist _ ethos _ focus _ democratic. Good to know. Okay, so we've got a medium tank brigade here, and we're going to toss that in right there. Beautiful. We're doing fine on our resources for the moment. I do want to check to see, can we develop any more of this? Yes, we can. Expand our iron mines. Do it. Also, our intelligence agency should get underway. There we go. And what else do we have going on here for our research? Because I want to check. Excavation 5 is still being worked on. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Beautiful. So that'll be done soon. And we're not going to be turning this on just yet. We're still lacking a lot of tanks. Tanks are making their way to the front. I want... upgrades are going to be deployment queue and reinforcements. I'm just thinking here, it might be more efficient for us at this time to go down to simply recruiting 4 armored division brigades. Actually, realistically, how many total do we need here? We need 1 plus 6, so 7. Like that. Okay. That's what we'll do. But for now, we're going to go down to 4 after this, I think. Now, keep in mind that we're not really attempting to attack down here. We are on balanced attack. So that's fine. We do have this infantry division that goes into our reserves, and we have this medium tank brigade that fills out this army. Beautiful. So we've got 6 more to get in our army group, and then we can get our army groups north and south. Now, we do have insufficient resources on tungsten. Noted. We can get 7 from Ming, but there's not many in the world. Okay. Excavation 4 will help. And I suppose we could grab the 44 destroyer hull. It's 1945, by the way. Dates don't mean much in this particular game. So that's fine. And that's because we skipped Victoria and started from behind. But everyone in the world started from behind. So it's all completely fine. So when are we going to finish up additional medium tank brigades? Not for a while is the answer. Let's take a look at how many more tanks we need. How are we doing on our tanks? 13.5 per day. Okay. So we're not losing many. That's good to know. These infantry divisions definitely go here into our reserves. And we're short on tungsten. This is going to be a continual issue for us. We're going to trade for all of the tungsten in the world. And that's what we can get. That's the entirety of the tungsten available. Cool. Well, actually, Japan has a little bit more. We're over right now. I'm aware of that. But we're going to grab everything we can here. We're going to need it. Because we need a lot of tungsten down here. Now, I do want to check in on resources in this area. Is there tungsten somewhere over here? Yes, in Cuba. Okay. There is some decent tungsten that we can get out of this war. Cool. Good to know. So we've got this medium tank brigade, and Excavation 4 just finished up. So let's sort this medium tank brigade on in. Excavation, actually that's Excavation 5. We're going to grab Fuel Refining 4. And we're also going to work, I think, on improved equipment conversion and just get that out of the way. Yeah, that was working on heavy ships. I'm aware of that, but it's fine. Completely and totally fine. So we're now up to 15 modern tanks per day. That's going very, very well. And at this point, we will grab the improved depth charge mortar. Beautiful. That is not quite everything over here done. We can grab the basic submarine snorkel, and then we've got a bunch more hulls to get, but that's fine. I really want to get those tanks done, but we can probably... Oh, yeah. Tungsten mines, definitely. We want to get all of these, to be honest. So there we go. The steel factory has been modernized. How do we do that? Is that an event? If I recall correctly, I looked this up in our last game, and that was something that could only be done by Turkey, I believe. If I remember correctly. It was like up over here, somewhere-ish, but it could only be done if you were playing as Turkey, which we are not. We're playing as Bizarro Ottomans, the Armenians. So if we can't get that, we can't get that. It's not the end of the world. But that is basically every prospect for resources underway now. That's great. Really, really good. So we're definitely going to finish up these tanks pretty soon. But we need more tanks delivered here. Night Vision 2 finishes up. And we are then... We don't really care about any of this stuff right now. Support companies are pretty much maxed out. I guess we could grab motorized rocket artillery. Sure, why not? So like I was saying, we've been making very incremental progress down here. That is understandable. We've inflicted a lot of losses on them. But we haven't really turned on yet. We'll get there. So looking at our logistics down over here, things have definitely improved logistically. That's for sure. Oh yeah, massive improvements. This supply hub down here is a railway bottleneck here. Apparently. But we can't upgrade it because it's maxed out. So I guess that's just indicating that we're trying to move too much along this railway. That's fine for now. I'm reasonably comfortable with this situation. So, we're going to start moving this army group in soon. And also, all of these guys taking attrition in that location is awkward. What we're going to do here is we're going to take them over here and tell them, just go ahead and start an area defense. Like over here. And just be nice and spread out. So they should start heading over and not take as much attrition. Cool. This infantry division can definitely go into our reserves. Cool. More infantry divisions that can go into our reserves. Lend-Lease? Sure. Whatever. All we're waiting on right now is for our tanks to really start rolling off the line. We're getting 20 per day. That ramp up is definitely occurring. Basic submarine snorkel finishes up. And from here, we can definitely work on, like, the 1944 heavy ship hull. We're not really too concerned about our navies at this moment, and the main reason for that is because we haven't really built any naval dockyards. Those aren't going to be for a while yet, so that's fine. We're basically done with our supplies in this region. And once we get our second army group in here, we're not going to have any major issues. I have full confidence in that. The only potential issue that I foresee is a logistical one, and we'll see how realistic that is. So here's a modern tank brigade. We need 4 more. Cool. Here's an infantry division that goes into our reserves, and an additional modern tank brigade. We need 3 more. Cool. And we're going to get them very soon. So we're already heading over, and we will, of course, cross the ocean once we're ready. Research slots are available. We'll grab the carrier hull, and we will also grab, I guess, the super heavy. Oh, we already got that one. Never mind. I was like, I think I missed that one, but no, we did not. So we'll grab the 44 submarine hull. Fantastic. This is a very weird game of Hearts of Iron. I'm not going to lie, but here we are. Cool. So this infantry division definitely goes into our reserves. And we're still just tearing through the construction of all of these. Beautiful. We have 106 factories going into consumer goods. I would like to continue to work on expanding our resources here where we can, but we're on a closed economy. We're on a war economy. We are not on total mobilization. And I don't think we're ever going to qualify for this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to qualify for that. Who's going to have more than 50% of our total number of factories? Nobody. That's who. Okay, so we just need those 3 tank divisions now. They are almost done training. Beautiful. There's a couple more techs finishing up, and at this point we may as well just start finishing these off. Like, realistically. We may as well just work our way through them. Cool. And here's those 3 modern tank brigades. Beautiful. So with that, we are now going to draw a frontline order here, and their frontline is simply going to be here. We're going to be doubling this. Now, this is not the way this is going to be set up. I just want them to all get into position-ish over here. I want to have coverage all over. So these tank brigades can now start going into our reserves. We can also back off on our recruitment to 4+4. That'll be fine. We now need about 20,000 more modern tank chassis. So we still need a lot of modern tanks. That's for sure. We're also going to need, I think, more factories working on our support equipment. I'm going to toss 10 more in on our infantry and artillery as well. We've got plenty of trucks. No concerns about trucks. Okay. So that's fine. How are we doing over here? Everybody's on their way. We're not quite here yet, but that's to be expected. I do want to pull back this frontline order to be about here. Then we can pull back this frontline order to be here. Cool. And Army Group North here, which we'll go ahead and rename it Army Group North. Their goal is going to be to offensive line basically here-ish. Basically up to Ecuador. Are we at war with Ecuador? I think we are. Yes, we're at war with Ecuador. So basically that's going to be their goal. We're not going to execute that just yet. Army Group South here, which we'll go ahead and rename as well. Army Group South. South does not have an R in it. Fantastic. Their goal is going to be to offensive line basically straight in like this and take over the entire rest of Brazil. Pretty much. Not quite all of Brazil here, but very, very close to it. They can go ahead and begin executing that. Cool. So now we can see our supplies are a little bit more strained here. That's not surprising. Not surprising at all. I would like to build an additional naval base down here and make sure that that's connected into our railroad. There we go. So that way we have 2 naval bases for our north and 2 naval bases for our south. That's a supply hub. Why did I build a supply hub though? Hang on a moment. No, that's a naval base. Okay. Maybe I'm dumb. But it's fine. Cool. So we do have these tank brigades at this point. Basically everyone is going to be going into our reserves. That said, tank brigades aren't. What am I talking about? Tank brigades still need to go into this army group. There we go. So we can grab ourselves the improved submarine snorkel. There we go. And these guys who are nearly arrived here can begin executing. Cool. Infantry divisions, those can all go, and the mountaineer divisions, those can all go into our reserve. Okay, cool. That's an infantry brigade. Right. There's going to be some of those here. Okay, so we're going to disband any infantry brigades that are in this. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, so we're going to need to do something about that. We're going to disband you. We're going to disband some of you. So I'm going to do 4 for right now. And then for you as well, 4. For some reason, I was thinking that we had dealt with this, but that was only in this army group. I'm now remembering that. And 4 here as well. Okay, so we'll disband those. And now we're going to grab infantry divisions from here. Ideally, our template. So those guys will move in here. We're going to need 4 from our location here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They will go in here. Now we're going to need another from our reserves. They will go in here. And then we're going to need another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They go in here. And then we're going to need another 4. And we'll look to replace the others soon enough. So we have 10 here right now. Okay. There we go. For now, the infantry brigades will have to hold the line. And you can go into the reserves. Cool. So our offensive is beginning. And as we can see, we're already seeing some success here. That said, we're also seeing this breaking, and that's pretty normal. So we're going to need to back off the front line for these guys. So we need to edit this and bring that back to be about here. That seems about right. Cool. And basically every time this changes. Okay, Brazil just capitulated. So that's a pretty big deal, of course. And we're going to select all. We can't submit these demands just yet, but we can submit a bunch of them. Okay. We could actually just... We're the only people here, right? So we could just pass until we have the 550 that we need. There we go. Much easier. Fantastic. Okay, so at this point, things get awkward. We're going to take some losses up here. We need to eliminate these units that are... Nope. We need to eliminate these units that are down here, right? That's step 1. Army Group South is going to be responsible, and I'm actually going to switch these around so that... Can we change the order that these are in? Can I put Army Group North over here? Yes. Army Group North will be here, and Army Group South will be here. That'll make more sense to me anyway. We're going to tell these guys that their mission is to form a front line here and offensive line all the way through here. Just like that. Actually, not just like that. They're going to offensive line like that. Cool. And they'll go ahead and execute that. These guys, they're going to encircle this and actually just come in here and attack it. These guys are going to come in and attack here. These guys are going to begin setting up along the main army group front line, which will be over here. But we don't want it to be this whole length. So we're going to edit this front line, and we're going to pull this back. They are only going to be responsible for frontlining against Bolivia. Cool. Army Group North is going to be doing something very similar. So we're going to have these guys here, who are basically in the south. We're going to have them not do anything at all. They're going to get generic orders. Same, I think, with these guys. These are going to look to encircle this Bolivian force. And then we will offensive line basically this whole thing. Go ahead and get that started. These guys are going to encircle this Bolivian force. And then they're going to look to offensive line that whole thing. Cool. And then these guys, they can get the main... Well, actually, we can have these come frontline Ecuador, with their mission being to do this. And then these two here will be the ones that are responsible for this front for the time being. Now we're going to have to edit this again and bring this line back. So the front line will have to come back. For the time being, we're not giving these guys offensive lines, but we'll just do something kind of like that. Okay, So Brazil capitulating there was a big deal. There's no doubt about that. But it's going to be a mess until we can get that all put back together. Until we can get this front line a little bit more coherent. We're going to see losses and gains here and there. We'll see what that ends up looking like, though, in the next episode, because it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, let's see how this pans out. It's going to be wild. I'm pretty sure about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.